Hi, my name's Joe Kay and I'm the founder and CEO of Enswarm, the team intelligence platform. I've always been passionate about teamwork, so in 2001 I joined the army. I served for 11 years in Iraq and Afghanistan with some of the highest performing teams in the world. But then in 2010 I read a book called The Smart Swarm, all about how bees and ants actually think together in a collective way. And it made me realise that the highest performing teams on the planet have evolved to think together, and they're insects. I then started looking at how humans evolved to think, which led me to the world of behavioural economics and behavioural psychology. Throughout history, whenever humans haven't evolved the ability to do something, we've just built the tools to enable us to. For example, we could see from birds flying around that flight was possible, but we didn't evolve wings ourselves, so it took the Wright brothers to invent the tool, the aeroplane, for us to be able to fly. Now, in the same way, we can't think collectively together in the same way that bees and ants have, because we didn't evolve that way. But what we've done with Enswarm is build the tools to enable us to think together in a more intelligent way as teams. Hence we are Enswarm, the team intelligence platform. Enswarm is an online tool that gives teams of people an alternative to the traditional meeting to enable them to think together more intelligently. It does two main things. Firstly, it acknowledges and works around people's human bias, and secondly, it individually motivates people in a way that works towards team success. And in doing this, we get a much more collectively intelligent outcome using our algorithms. Let's look at how it works.
When you have a question to answer as a team, don't organise a meeting, Enswarm it. If it's your question, you're the chairperson, and you start and facilitate by clicking on New Session. I give my session a name, I set up my question, and I copy the link to invite my team by email or messaging app. As the chairperson, when people start to join, I can see them in the team settings. Then everyone starts discussing the topic in whatever time frame I choose. Enswarm uses a mind map interface to track multiple conversation threads. Names are hidden to unlock unbiased debate, but behind the scenes, everything I say is attached to me so that I can be recognised for the effort I put in and the value I add. As the discussion grows, I review other people's content and can tag it if necessary. There are two types of tag. Content I think should be actioned by the team, and content I think should be re-swarmed as the starting question in a new Enswarm session. Before I have my say, I anonymously rate content depending on the value I think it adds to the discussion, and I then add my content.
After your team has finished swarming, as a facilitator, you can switch your Enswarm to analysis. When you switch into analysis, Enswarm's algorithms aggregate the independent ratings and tags of each participant. Aggregating independent opinions reduces bias and leads to a more intelligent team output.
As a team-focused intelligence augmentation technology, Enswarm can be used wherever teams decide on what to do using meetings. It's therefore applicable in all three of the competition categories. However, it's particularly applicable as a way to transform public services. Having only made our technology available in January, several police forces and councils are using it as a way to engage members of the public about questions that they've got. And we've also got several doctors using it as a way to discuss how to innovate within the NHS. Finally, my military background gives me a unique perspective on the difficulties with getting planning teams to work most effectively when on operations. Because Enswarm takes questions, allows people to raise their ideas, and then helps those teams get to a final action, it's the perfect tool for the 7 questions combat estimate. Enswarm exists to transform the way that people work together by enhancing the collective intelligence of teams. It's a new technology sector, and we hope to be able to demonstrate it to you in person.